uplifting. It's spring. You can really feel it, that when it's not so hot and that breeze is in the air, and it's just like the most perfect spring-like Miami weather, and it's so uplifting. And that extra hour, now that we've all got over the time change, I don't know about you, but I definitely need about a week to get over that 1 hour difference. It's like just unbelievable. But now we're kind of there, and we can start to appreciate this spring-like hopeful feeling, and that extra time in the evening is just gorgeous, and it's just a very like uplifting time. So let's find our way to our comfortable seat. Let's start to elongate through the spine. Start to lift our not lift our shoulders, lift our spine and our neck up, and roll our shoulders back and down. Sitting tall out of the seat, maybe making the adjustments that we need to make to feel comfortable. To be able to sit for a few minutes, we'll start with a breathing practice. In fact, we'll open up with an Om, or 3 Oms. And then before a short kirtan, we'll just go into some breath work, just some grounding breath work. So we'll open up by chanting 3 Oms together. Keeping that grounding feeling of the harmonium and the sound. We'll just go through a few rounds of box breathing. The in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4. You can bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart, if that helps you to center your breath. It certainly helps me. I love to have one hand on my lower belly, or just gently resting your palms on your knees. We'll just take 3 deep rounds of breath. So a nice deep inhale and an exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. And one more deep inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. This time we'll keep all the breathing through the nose, in through the nose and out through the nose. We'll start breathing in for the count of 4. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and inhale. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and inhale. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and inhale. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and inhale. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. 2 more times. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Last time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Lovely. Start to just allow your breath to inhale and exhale naturally. Just coming, really finding that center and that focus. Some nice deep breaths here. Just settling in. When you're ready, you can turn on your playlist. If you want to practice to music, it's there for you in the WhatsApp chat. And then just start to roll the head from side to side. The chin stays close to the chest as we just go side to side, keeping that spine nice and tall. Just moving gently, not whole circles, half circles, side to side. And go very slowly or pick up the tempo slightly, whatever your body needs. But remembering to keep that spine nice and tall, the shoulders down and back, creating lots of space in and around your neck. This time coming to center, interlacing your fingers behind your head, pressing your hands into your head and your head into your hands. So you're gently pulling your head forward, stretching the back of your neck, the back of your vertebrae, pulling forward but sitting tall. Can feel so good, that stretch. And then coming up and dropping your right ear to right shoulder, gazes forward. And then bring your right hand around your left side and just pull gently. And now drop your gaze down to take the stretch into slightly another part. So you're kind of looking down towards your armpit. Just breathe here. Breathe into those tight muscles. And then release and come to the other side. Left ear to left shoulder, gazes forward. Wrap your left hand around your right ear. Keep the gaze forward. And then drop the gaze down. So you're kind of looking down, so it's in another part of your neck. And then drop the hands behind you, pressing them into the mat, fingers facing backwards. And then squeeze the shoulders and allow the head to drop back. It can stay in line with the cervical spine or open up the front part of the throat chakra, allow the head to drop back. Nice deep breaths here. And then coming back to center, reaching the arms in front of you, interlacing the fingers, reaching forward, really rounding out the back, the shoulders, dropping the head down. So good to be here together on Monday morning, starting the week together like this. And then come up, bringing the right hand down, reaching the left arm up and over, bringing that stretch all the way down the left side of the body, through the waist, reaching up and over and switching sides. Oh, that feels so nice from the outside of the rib cage, the waist. Very nice. Coming back to center, bringing the left hand to the outside of the right knee, right hand behind you. Lengthen as you inhale, twist as you exhale, nothing forced, gentle movements. Breathing, waking up the spine. And the other side, twisting around to the other side. Remembering to inhale as you lengthen, exhale as you twist. And then come back to center and just roll the shoulders back. Nice big movements. Big shoulder rolls back, big shoulder rolls forward. Interlace your fingers, roll your wrists all around. Nice big movements. Stretch the arms up overhead, but open out the palms. So palms are facing the ceiling. My fingers just crackled there, my knuckles. Reach them up. Reaching up, gazing up, and then exhale, circle round and down, and then bring the arms forward and up. Nice big circles. One more time, and big breaths, big movements and big breaths. Lovely. Then release the legs, press the feet together in a big wide open Baddha Konasana. So almost like a big diamond shape there. The heels are not close to the pelvis, they're far out. Grasp outside of the ankles and then just circle. Use your hands to help you take a nice big circle here. So as you go back, you round through the spine and you come forward and you bring the torso through the arms. Allow the head can drop down, it can be up, just really working through that lower back, and then go to the other side. Nice big movements here. So nice. Going one way, going the other way. Breathing. And then release and find your way to a tabletop. Coming onto your mat, keeping that lower spine, that sacrum moving with little circles or swaying side to side. My lower back is always tight in the morning, so I need to kind of, whatever I'm doing, it's like these little circular movements to just open things up, wake things up. Because if any part of your body is tight, it refers to other parts of your body. That's why everything is connected, and that's why we work the whole body in this practice, from fingertips to toes and neck and top of the head, shoulders, spine. Keep moving gently from side to side. And then walk your hands forward. Open the knees a little bit wider and just gently sink your hips down into a soft upward facing dog. Bring the gaze up. Look over one shoulder. Look over the other shoulder. Go side to side again, one shoulder and the other shoulder. And then gently push back into a child's pose. Rest the forehead down here. The knees are nice and wide. Torso has a space in between the knees. And then walk the hands over to the right side. Right elbow will naturally bend. Left arm is nice and straight. Reaching further forward. Forehead is down. Breathing here. And then walking the hands over to the other side. Rest the forehead down. Reach the right arm. Bend the left elbow. And then come back to center. Reach the arms as far forward as you can and start to tilt the pelvis towards the belly button as we round through the spine, rolling forward, vertebrae by vertebrae, and then sink the hips down into the upward facing dog. We're going to do that roll 2 more times. This time, drop the chin to the chest, press into the hands and roll back, coming into your downward dog. Into your child's pose, sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. Keep rolling through the spine into your upward facing dog. And then press back into your child's pose. Lovely. One more time. Roll through. I can already feel the heat starting to build up and sink into your upward facing dog. Just stay here for a moment, looking up, experiencing the sensations of how that's making you feel. Hips are down, gaze is up. Drop the chin to the chest, come back into a tabletop. Tucking the toes under, finding your way into your downward dog. And pedaling the legs here. Gently pedaling from side to side. Lengthening the hamstrings. I love coming into the first downward dog. It's like such a great feeling. It's like a feeling that we know, but it just is so good every time you come into it. And then inhaling the right leg up high behind you, really high. Bend at the knee, open out the hip and just stay here for a moment. No other movements, just feeling that feeling of opening. And then start the circles, starting at your ankle, starting at your hip, one way, and then the other way. And then square the hips, step that right foot through, far forward into a very wide pyramid. And then just lift up and down through that back heel. I'm on my fingertips. I'm not ready to come down to a flat palm. Need to wake things up, open things up a bit. Just feel that nice deep stretch through the hamstring. And then bend both knees. You can untuck the back toes and just sink a little bit into this lunge. And keep the head down for a bit. Maybe move the hips gently from side to side. Walk that front foot forward a little bit. And then we're going to bend and straighten that front leg, the right leg. So we're going to sit the hips back, straighten that leg, and then bend back into it. Bringing mobility into the hips. Functional movement back and forwards. Movement with your breath. Allowing the breath to aid the movement. This time, stay with that right sit, stay with the hips back, folding forward, straightening that right leg, flexing the right foot and folding forward here. And just breathing. That right leg doesn't have to be completely straight. It can be slightly bent or bent even more, as much as you need. Just keep folding forward here and breathing, inhaling. And exhale, bend into that right knee. Step the right foot back and come back into your downward dog and pedal it out. Nod the head yes, shake the head no. And just move side to side. This time on the inhale, lift that left leg up high, 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 high. Bend at the knee, open out the hip and just stay for a moment. Feeling the stretch on that left hip. And then start circling the ankle. Start circling from the hip. One way. And then the other way. Squaring the hip, stepping that left foot through. Nice wide-legged stance. Lifting that back heel up and down just a couple of times. Squaring the hips, gazes towards the left toes. Just opening up those hamstrings and then bending into both knees. Walking that left foot forward and out slightly, folding forward here. Not quite into a lizard, but just allowing the hips to sink down, moving gently from side to side. And then begin to straighten and bend that left leg. So straighten it and fold forward and bend. So the head is kind of down most of the time. And you're just moving the hips back and forwards, bending and straightening that left knee. A couple more times. This time, as you sit your hips back, lengthen that left leg and stay. Fold forward, flex the left foot, square the hips, fold forward, and just stay here for a moment, breathing. If it feels super tight, mine always feels super tight. My left side is even tighter than my right from an old injury. So I have to just be mindful of that and remember that that doesn't interfere with the practice. It's just something I have to work on. It's just what it is. We're not the same on either side of our bodies anyway. So that's just the thing that I have to warm up and work on a little bit more than the other side. Bending into that left knee, stepping that left foot back into our downward dog. Just start to walk the feet halfway up the mat. Micro bend the knees, fold forward here. Allow the head to just hang heavy, releasing the neck. Start to grasp opposite elbows and just gently sway from side to side. If your legs are straight, that's fine. Or if you need to bend them a little bit, or maybe as you go from side to side, you straighten one and then the other. That's also really nice. So you're just working through the tight muscles and keeping movement flowing through. And the head hangs heavy, and then we bend our knees a little bit more. Allow the arms to just hang heavy, releasing the hands down. Slowly start to roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. one by one. Arms are hanging, head is hanging. When we come up to stand, start to roll the shoulders back once, roll the shoulders back twice, reach the arms up overhead and grab hold of the left wrist, pull over to the right side. So make sure your feet are planted nicely in Tadasana and just pull over to the right side. Allow the left hips to move towards the left side, looking up to the elbow crease, pulling on that wrist, and then switch sides, grabbing hold of the right wrist, pulling over to the left side, and then allow the hips to move in space, looking up, breathing here, inhaling and exhaling, coming back to center, circling the arms down. So big circles forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Gently stepping to the top of your mat, bringing your hands to a prayer in front of your heart center, setting an intention for your practice today. Sending out that energy that you're building through your practice that you already had by coming to your mat today, sending that out to somebody else, other communities that need that energy and love. Breathing in. Exhale, arms by your side, beginning Surya Namaskar. We'll take the first one nice and slow. Press the palms together. Reach the arms up overhead. I always like to think that I'm doing this underwater or moving through water because you're naturally slowed down. Folding forward here. Inhale, lengthen the spine, looking forward. Exhale, stepping it back. Lower down, Chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Stay here for a moment in your upward facing dog, breathing in, looking up. And then exhale, stepping it back into your downward facing dog. Adjusting your feet, your hands, feet to hip distance apart. You can pedal out the legs here. You need to. Stepping the feet as wide as the mat here. Reaching the left hand back, grabbing outside of the right ankle and just looking up under the right armpit. Gently pulling on that ankle, taking the stretch a little bit further, breathing here. And then exhale, switching sides, reaching back with the right hand outside of the right ankle, left ankle, looking up under the left armpit, gently pulling here. And releasing. Breathing in here. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, step or jump the feet forwards to meet the hands. And exhale, fold it forward here. Inhale, press the palms together, rise up, reach the arms up overhead. And exhale, arms by your side, Tadasana, nice and strong. Inhale, pressing the palms, reaching the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward and touch down. Inhale, lengthen the spine and look up. Exhale, step or jump back. Lower down through your Chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Staying here in your downward facing dog. Just breathing. Really focusing on the breath. Nice deep inhales and exhales. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Nice long breaths. About the same length from the inhale and the exhale. Making any of the adjustments, pressing back, looking through the gap in your legs, bringing your chest closer to your thighs, drawing your shoulders away from your neck and your ears, checking in with your neck, maybe moving it slightly, flubbering out the lips, just making sure you're not holding tension in the face, the neck. Very normal to do that without even knowing. Half the time we don't know we're doing it. That's just how the human body is. Breathing in and breathing out. Beautiful. One more inhale here. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, step or jump the feet forward to meet the hands. Exhale, fold forward. Stay here and just shuffle the feet out, hip distance apart. You're folded forward here. Get your peace fingers and wrap them around your big toe and just gently pull forward here, allowing the elbows to come out to the side. You're pulling forward. Head is just hanging, pulling gently here, breathing, inhaling and exhaling. One more round of breath here. Then on the next inhale, lengthen the spine and look forward. And then slide the hands entirely under the feet, if that's accessible to you. Toes are in the elbow crease. Top of the hands is down. Soles of the feet and palms of the hand are pressing into each other. And gently pull a little bit further forward here. Allowing the head to just hang heavy. Pressing your feet into your hands supporting you. Folding forward here, breathing, inhaling and exhaling. One more nice deep inhale here. Exhale, release, bringing the hands to the hips and come all the way up to standing, feet together. Beginning Surya Namaskar. Inhale, bend the knees, press the palms, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward, touch down. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale, step or jump back. Lower down chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale, push back to downward facing dog. On the next inhale, step that right foot forward, coming into warrior one. Virabhadrasana one. Finding your place in this pose. Bending that front knee, reaching the arms up, gazing up at the hands. Staying here, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in. And then exhale, opening into a warrior two. Opening out to a warrior two. Making sure your knee is stacked over your ankle, that you can see your big toe. Reaching from fingertips to fingertips, just holding here. Breathing here, inhaling and exhaling. And reversing the warrior, reaching that right arm back. Don't lose the bend in the front knee, just slide that left hand down the back, reaching back, gazing up at the right elbow crease or palm of the hand, reach it back, breathing here. Inhaling and exhaling, releasing the elbow to the right knee, reaching that left arm forward. There we go. And they're just moving back and forwards through this a few times. So reversing the warrior and then coming back, elbow to knee, reaching that left arm forward, reversing the warrior. Nice strong legs, elbow to knee. One more time, reverse the warrior. Elbow to knee just for a moment, hold it there. Then bring that left hand down to the inside, parallel with the right leg and open out to the left side. Holding it there, breathing here, and then coming into your side plank. I bring my right hand to my right hip just to stabilize me, stacking the right leg on top of the left leg, coming to the outside edge of the left foot, reaching that right arm up. Any variations you want to make. Or just staying here, making sure your hips are up. Breathe here. And drop that right foot back behind your left leg and just coming into a wild thing, a rock star pose, just for a moment. Breathe here. Inhale, opening up that front line of the body. And then exhale, bringing the right hand down, lower down chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. Move the hips from side to side. Pedal the legs. Then step the left foot forward, warrior one. Reach the arms up, gaze up at the hands. Bend the knee, nice strong legs here. We're staying in this stance for quite a while, so we want to really engage the legs. Exhale, open out to warrior two. Opening out the hips. Reaching from fingertip to fingertip. Breathe here. And then reverse the warrior. Keep that left knee nice and bent. Reach it back, feeling that lovely stretch. Reach back, gazes back and up. And then exhale, elbow to knee. Reach the right arm forward. Keeping the chest and torso open. Don't want to collapse inwards, we want to keep it open. And then come back into your reverse warrior. Going to move back and forwards to the breath a few times. Exhale, elbow to knee, right arm forward. Reach it back, reverse the warrior. Elbow to knee, right arm forward. Back to reverse warrior, reach it back. This time, bring the elbow to the knee. Stay here just for a moment. Right arm reaches forward. Then drop the right arm down, opening out to the other side. Reaching that left arm up. Gazes up. And then coming into your side plank. So stacking that left leg on top of the right leg, pushing the hips up, reaching that left arm up, gazes up. Any variation that you want to make that's working for you today. Gazes up and dropping that left leg just behind the right, left foot, coming into your world, being your rock star. Feel that stretch, opening up the front line of the body. Breathe here. Beautiful. Exhale, bring that left hand down and go through your vinyasa, or just push straight back into a downward dog. Coming into your downward dog. Breathing here in your downward dog. Inhaling and exhaling. On the next inhale, step that right foot forward, coming into a warrior one, reaching the arms up. Exhale, open out to warrior two. From this wide stance, straighten that front leg or close the stance, close the length of the stance a little bit, coming into your triangle, your trikonasana. Start to reach that right arm forward and left arm up. And then bind. So bring the left arm behind the lower back and to the inside of the right thigh, and just draw that left shoulder back. It helps you to open up just that little bit more. Gazes up. Breathe here. Beautiful. Staying here for another breath. Inhale. Release that left hand. Circle it up and round so it's in line with the left leg, and then lift that right arm up as if you're holding that beach ball. Both arms are up. That's it. Beautiful. Very challenging and very easy to start to turn inwards. Keep the opening of the chest here. Breathe here. Inhale. Exhale. Keeping hold of that beach ball. Start to turn the torso round and fold forward into a pyramid. So step that back leg forward so you're in a shorter pyramid here. Hips are squared. Folding forward here. Left foot is out slightly. Right foot is pointing forward. Head is folded forward, head is hanging. And then revolve the triangle, start to walk that left hand to the outside of the right foot or on the inside, wherever it lands. And then lift that right leg, right arm up and open out to the right side. Gazes up, breathe here. Keep going, keep turning, keep twisting. Breathe here, inhale. Exhale, release down. Step back into a downward dog or move through a vinyasa. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Very nice. Step that left foot forward. Warrior one. Open out to warrior two. And start to straighten that front leg. Keeping that back leg wide or walking it in. Reaching forward into trikonasana, triangle pose. Reach the right arm up. And then when you're ready, draw it down your lower back to bind, hooking it onto the inside of your left thigh. Just helps to draw that shoulder back even further. Gazes up, breathe here. Hold it, breathe, inhale. And exhale, start to release that right hand, circle it up and round so it's in line with the leg. Lift that left arm up, holding that beach ball. Just holding it there, breathing here. Opening out the chest. And then exhale, start to turn the torso around. Fold forward here and then step that back foot up. So you're in a shorter stance here into your pyramid. The right foot's naturally going to come out, folding, turning out. Fold forward here. You'll find your forehead close to your knee or your shin, folding forward, squaring the hips. Breathing here. Inhaling. And exhaling. Now walking that right hand to the outside of the left foot or inside wherever it lands, and then lifting that left arm up, opening out to the left side, gazes up. Breathe here, inhaling and exhaling. And then release, stepping back into a downward dog or going through a vinyasa, lowering down. Inhale to upward facing dog and exhale, push back to downward facing dog. So nice. Lifting that right leg up high behind you, bend the knee and step it through to land between the hands at the top of the mat. Bring that back knee down and just pulse through this lunge a few times. Just gently moving up and down, hands on hips, really squeeze the shoulders back, allow the head to drop back. I usually do this at the beginning of the practice. And then start to lift that left arm up, twist it round to the right side, pressing the hands together into a prayer, and any variation that you like to take. Coming into a bind, opening out the arms nice and wide, keeping your hands in a prayer, lengthening that leg or keeping the knee down, gazes up, breathe here, inhaling and exhaling. There we go, breathing here, inhaling and exhaling. Start to release. Bring the hands to the inside of the right foot, bring the back heel down and move down the long line of the mat, coming into a nice wide-legged forward fold. Heels are out, toes are in. And just allow the head to hang down here. Hands can come in line with the feet. Can move your hips gently from side to side here. Head can come down if it meets the mat. And if it doesn't, that's fine. Moving the hips very gently from side to side. And then walk the hands down to the back of the mat. Turn that left foot round, step it back into a downward dog. Just hold it here for a moment, then lift that left leg up, bend the knee, and step it through to land between the hands. Bring the back knee down, hands to hips, and just gently pulsing it through here. Just nice movements to be able to get in and out of that lunge. And then reach the right arm up. Twist it round to the left side. Whatever you did on the other side, try to do on this side unless it's not possible. Binding. Lengthening that leg or keeping the knee down. Breathing here. And then releasing the hands, bringing them to the inside of the left foot. Walking the hands up the long line, but this time keeping the feet out and moving through Skandasana a few times. So you can keep your hands down or you can lift them up into a prayer, but just keep the hips low as you move from side to side. If you want to stay on one side and bind, this is for you to find what you need today. Sometimes it's just constant but gentle movement. Sometimes it's staying on one side or the other, just to see where we are with it. And then from here, keep the hands into the center, find your way to the center and heel toe the feet in. Going to come from here into Malasana. So finding your way into your squat, but keeping that movement going. Once you find your way into your squat, just lifting one heel up, then the other, just gently moving from side to side. And then slowly slowing these movements down, allowing yourself to sit into your squat, bringing the hands to a prayer. Lowering the eyelids or closing the eyes, lengthening the spine, bringing the gaze to the inside of the third eye, inside of the forehead, keeping that spine lengthened. Breathing here. Staying here in your Malasana or practicing Bakasana and arm balance. I haven't practiced that in a while myself. Setting it up safely, making sure your hands are just underneath your shoulders. Finding your way into your Bakasana. And seeing where you are in Bakasana. Sometimes nice to do an arm balance, sometimes nice to stay in your squat. And then I thought it'd be nice to do side crow. We haven't done that in a while either. So bringing the knees in and you set up a little shelf for yourself. So you're bending both elbows and you find a way to balance your seat, your legs onto that little shelf, just seeing where you are. One side. Nice, Rachel. And then the other side. It's nice to see where you are in these poses sometimes. And then coming back to center when you're ready. Very nice. Lovely. And then come to sitting down. Adho Konasana, soles of the feet together, heels close to the pelvis, fingers wrapped around feet. Lengthen the spine here. And then move from the pelvis, pivot from the pelvis. Just come forward, trying to keep the back straight for as long as you can. So leading with the heart center, folding forward here. And then staying here with a nice straight back and neck, or rounding out, dropping the forehead down. And then coming up, coming into Janu Shirshasana, right foot stays close to the pelvis, left leg stretches forward, reaching the arms up overhead. And then exhale, fold forward here, grabbing hold of the ankle, foot, shin, folding forward here. Forehead rests down. And then come up, switch sides. Reach the right arm, the arms up, right leg forward, and exhale, fold forward here. And then coming up, nice wide leg forward fold. Opening out the legs, flex the feet, reach the arms up, and then exhale, fold forward down the center line and come down to elbows or wherever you get to, inching the fingers forward. And then walk the hands over to the right side. So torso is coming down towards the top of the thigh. Arms at either side of the leg. And now bending your right elbow on the inside of your right leg. Open out the torso this time. So left arm is reaching up and over. Noticing how different that feels. Then coming down through the center. Coming over to the left side. So front of the torso to the thigh. Arms either side of the leg, folding here. And then left arm on the inside of the left leg, opening out the right side. And then coming back to center, and then from center rolling up. And then opening out the legs, so seated, so grasping hold of the big toes with the peace fingers, opening out the legs here, and just holding here for a few moments. Chest is puffed out, gaze is up, breathing here, holding it. Staying here, or you can come forward. I don't do that, I seem to always bang down, so I bend my knees as I come back down. Very nice. Coming from here to laying on your backs. Coming into our back bends. However the back bend looks for you today. Could be a bridge, a wheel, could be on your wheel. I know Rachel and Catherine like to use their yoga wheels. Just start with tilting your pelvis back and forwards. Just giving it that range of motion before lifting up. And then when you're ready, pressing your feet into the mat, lifting your pelvis up off the floor, supporting your lower back, supporting your hips. Breathing here. Inhaling and exhaling. 3 more breaths here. If you're doing your wheel and you've got a different breath count, that's fine. Otherwise, come down just for 1 breath. 1 inhale, 1 exhale, and then come up. Again, we'll do 1 more. Just holding it here for 5 breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. And then release down. Drawing your knees into your chest, giving yourself a hug. Opening out your right knee, bringing your outside of your right ankle to the front of your left knee, just like a reverse pigeon, grabbing behind your left knee, just pull that left knee towards you, feeling that nice stretch in the psoas on the right side. Just keep drawing that towards you, breathing here, inhaling and exhaling, and then switching sides. Left ankle to right knee, drawing that right knee in. And then open out, happy baby. Grabbing the outside edges of the feet. Just massage your lower back. And then draw the knees into the chest, holding onto the knees. Start to rock back and forwards. Coming to a seated forward fold. Lengthen the legs, move the flesh out from under the seat, reach the arms up. And exhale, fold forward. Slowly lowering into this. Slowly taking the fold a little bit further. And breathing. And then starting to release, coming up. And then lowering all the way down onto your back. And starting to elevate the legs. Lowering slowly with control. Nice, Catherine. Reaching the arms forward as if someone's kind of there to pull you forward as you're lowering back. And then lifting the legs up, coming into a shoulder stand. Very nice. Moving your ankles a little bit, moving your toes a little bit. Gazes up. Looking up. Just holding it here for a moment. Pressing your lower back, supporting body in this pose. Supporting your body with your body. Everything working together and as it should. And then when you're ready, allowing your legs to fold over your head into Halasana. Interlacing your hands, squeezing your shoulders together, toes touch down. Just staying here for a few moments. And when you're ready, bending your knees either side of your ears. Can't do that and talk. It's a little bit too squeezed and compressed, so I won't do it. releasing the hands, pressing the hands into the mat. Start to slowly roll out, vertebrae by vertebrae. Slowly, slowly, but surely. And then with control, bringing the legs all the way down. Matsyasana. Opening out the chest, the heart center. Inhaling the crown of the head down. Breathing in through the nose. A nice deep breath. And a big exhale. Breathing in through the nose. And a big exhale through the mouth. A few more times. And then when you're ready, release. Release the hands. Maybe draw the knees into the chest just for a moment to reset the lower back. Just giving yourself a hug. Breathing here. And then lengthen the legs. Allow the feet to fall open. Arms lengthen by your side. Palms facing the ceiling. Move the head from one side to the other just a couple of times. And then find your way to your restful pose, your Shavasana. Allow your breath to become more shallow here. And take your moments, your time. Allow the thoughts to come and go. Don't attach to any of them, just awareness and letting go of those thoughts. You can always come back to them later. Nice breathing. And when you're ready, start to bring some movement into your fingers and your toes. Reach your arms up overhead and stretch all the way through, all the way from fingertips to toes. Take a deep breath in and exhale with a big sigh. Roll over to one side. And from there, finding your way to a comfortable seated position. Lowering the eyelids or closing the eyes. Close the practice together by singing Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free, and may my thoughts, words, and actions somehow contribute to that freedom and happiness of all, because if we're not all free, then none of us truly are. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Samasto Sukhino Bhavantu. Samasto Sukhino Bhavantu. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bringing your hands to a prayer and bowing your head to your hands, knowing and trusting that the true teacher lies inside of you. Namaste.